So a few days ago, I was having a conversation with my brother, and we were talking about how busy people are and about creating a food pill. In fact, my father wanted to have a spaghetti meal as a food pill because he hates the mealtime rush. Or maybe it would solve the kitchen mess and make my mom happy. In fact, that night before, I read about Rob Reinhardt, a software engineer in San Francisco who recently decided to switch from food to blended shakes made without meats, fruits, or bread, and yet containing all the nutrients humans need. So it is possible. Well, the next day I found out that it's actually happening. Scientists have been working on creating the food pill. Now imagine eating this, a little rounded tablet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It will provide you with all the carbs, fats, and protein you need for the entire day. It will help you maintain your weight and stay healthy, as it has all the nutrients and minerals you will need. What do you think? Well, I hope you're thinking that's crazy, isn't it? Is this what our world, our future food system, our approach has come to? This is ridiculous. To me, this kills the joy of food. There is a great confusion with trying to be healthy and obsessive, damaging ourselves. Because food is more than just nutrients. But a lot of us don't see it that way, especially because of the large amount of fad diet there has been today. There is the paleo diet, the high protein diet, the 22-day vegan diet, the Mediterranean diet, the HEG diet, you name it. And so out of them, there's also the low-fat diet. And so my aunt would buy 97% fat-free mayo, milk, cheese, anything, believing it was fat-free, meant sugar-free, so therefore calorie-free, and thus healthy. But she was wrong. We are over-confusing this topic. We know this because the number of people on a diet is growing, yet obesity levels and public health spending continue to rise at alarming rates. Where is the obsession with health coming from, you may ask? And who's to really blame? Well, the first and foremost is the food industry, portrayed through the media. Then comes yellow journalism, and finally, ourselves. First, the food industry is the biggest one of all. The food industry thrives on confusion, and most of it is played through the media. The media's reports on which diet is better are constantly changing, and these contradicting reports can cause confusion and lead people to yo-yo dieting, which is trying every fad diet in order to find something that will help them lose weight, but then regaining it by eating again as they used to and then starting all over. On top of that, food companies today are setting up institutes such as Coca-Cola's Beverage Institute for Health and Wellness that essentially tries to frame these companies' products as healthful. And in the case of soda, no way harmful from a health perspective. In fact, Coca-Cola funded scientists who shift blame for obesity away from bad diets, saying it's solely to do with exercise. Or even the Gatorade Sports Science Institute, who has papers explaining why Gatorade is better than water for exercise. To make matters more confusing, these institutes employ health professionals, including doctors, cardiologists, and dietitians, to tell the public about the product's benefits. Most times, the general public is not aware that this is not an objective health professional choosing to say that. In addition, it does not help when the media tries to focus on celebrities, their looks, and what they eat, which is a common issue with the coverage of Miley Cyrus, another popular celebrity that endorses the gluten-free diet. Miley Cyrus promotes the gluten-free diet without backing it up with any scientific information, only her apparent results. This just gives the fad diet a bigger audience, as her fans see how great she looks or how their favorite celebrity look, and they see what they do to achieve that look. And it can lead them to following on their diet, comparing bodies, and even more confusion. And it's not only with Miley Cyrus, but Kim Kardashian endorses the Atkins diet, Megan Fox a paleo diet, and even the famous Victoria's Secret model, Miranda Kerr, promoting the blood type diet. And many more do this. Second, along with the food industry, yellow journalism is to blame for causing this confusion on what's nutritious food, what's not, the perfect diet, and so forth. Simply misguidance. The nature of journalism and the nature of food don't make a good fit. Food is old. The real foods are the same ones we've been eating over many thousands of years. But yellow journalism, which is a type of journalism that presents little or no legitimate, well-researched news, and instead uses eye-catching headlines and inaccurate information to sell more newspapers and magazines, And so they need a new story every week. And we do know the classic methods for health. Eat more fruits and vegetables. But how are you going to interest an editor in that story? Therefore, again, the food industry now wants you to know that the blueberry is the food of the month, and that there is very exciting research showing that it's a superfood. This suits both journalism, which needs a new story every week, and the food industry, which puts out about 15,000 new products every year. And now what's eating this old yellow journalism is native advertising. You probably don't know what it is, but you have doubtlessly been subjected to it. Native advertising are ads that look like the content they are placed with. So it indirectly misleads us. This is a problem because now we can't completely identify or avoid them as it camouflages within the content. With this, we are constantly being tempted to learn surprising secrets of weight loss, or the only fruit that will help you keep healthy, or prevent cancer, further fueling the confusion and misguidance. For example, this article mentioning the ultimate benefits of cranberry juice and how it can help cure UTI was actually sponsored by Ocean Spray, the producers of cranberry juice. Finally, third to blame is ourselves. I believe we have forgotten how to eat because we are so bombarded by mass media hype that we're unfortunately confused. The celebrities with their diets, pills, and miracle remedies further amplify this madness. We are also easily influenced with the power of the word natural, which drives sales even though we all know it's meaningless. We see this when the makers of Capri Sun, Snapple, and 7-Up tried to slap on the word natural on their products recently, but were threatened with lawsuits and then scrambled to change and alter labels. It's just one of those claims that makes people feel better about the food they eat, but really means nothing at all. Why? Let's check out just a few of these frequently used food additives that qualify as all natural. Cysteine, found in human hair and duck feathers, used in baked goods. Secretion from the female lactobug, used to make food shiny. Cochineal beetles, used to color food beverages red. So the bottom line is that the food industry doesn't want you or I to know the whole truth and what we're really consuming, because that would hurt their business. And so it's back to us. We are so gullible and haven't stuck to the basic lessons we knew already, such as cooking our own food, controlling our sugar intake. We read a magazine or watch an ad on TV and simply believe everything in sight. We have become so naive. We listen, we believe, and we just regurgitate. It's not only the media and the yellow journalism, but also ourselves. So the food industry, the yellow journalism, and ourselves have successfully manipulated our own brains. And so now it may seem like we're pretty doomed, since apparently gluten is not killing us, dairy is making us acidic, less protein makes us live longer, carbs aren't necessary, bananas should be avoided, nuts makes us fat, coconut oil makes us beautiful, and let us not forget we must never consume animal products ever again because our tens of thousand-year-old ancestors were nomads who rarely ate animal products and never had health issues. Is this sounding a little familiar and hopefully very absurd? Where can you turn for legitimate advice? Who can you trust? What can you do? We must end this confusion and complication and bring back our joy to eating. I will never forget the aroma of my mom's carrot cake filling the house, or entering Mankusha bakeries with the irresistible smell of the fresh spinach back in Lebanon, or the delicious paella in which we would all gather and eat with my family whenever we would visit Spain. The point is, food is more than just nutrients. Even when we're alone, we share the food on social media. And so we're deliberately inviting other people to participate in our eating experience. And so the issue is that the food industry and the yellow journalism have influenced us, destroying some of those things. I'm pretty sure we were all fine and healthy with no issues back in the old days, because even my grandpa down in Lebanon often eats healthy even if he doesn't know much about nutrition. It's because eating plants and animals rather than eating mostly packaged food made of some flour, oil, and a long list of unpronounceable ingredients is a healthier diet. Not a regimen that changes within seasons, but a way of life. We must end this confusion and complication and bring back our joy to eating. Who said health and happiness have to be mutually exclusive? And why should we absorb everything we hear from the media and the food industry? After all, I believe that our health is as simple or as complicated as we make it. Despite the apparent confusion, there are very clear messages coming out, and that is about eating whole foods. If we really want to change our relationship with food, I need your help. We need to give up on all those quick fixes, the pills, the shakes, and everything that can do it for us without us having to put in any effort. And we've got to go back to eat real food. Whether or not you choose to add in meat or other animal products, as long as you have those core whole food foundations into it. And finally, we've got to remember that what works for you may not work for someone else. Nutrition is never a one-size-fits-all science. So therefore, we should not subject our health to a trend and regard food as more than the nutrients it contains. Rather, it is part of our social connection, our culture, and a great source of pleasure in life. I leave it to you. Thank you.